Okay, it's almost 34. Let's start our lecture. Okay, today we're gonna learn almost the last part of the Python syntax. And after that, next week, we'll start learning that NumPys, Pandas, and Matplotlib, which is we're gonna all use them for data analysis. We're gonna create graph and working with data after this, okay? We have a bunch of time, and I was thinking if we had extra week and extra time, what we can do when we finish that data analysis part, we can also learn a little bit Django and start creating a professional website for ourselves. If we had extra time, I'm gonna add the Django also for 1 week. Otherwise, we're gonna go like this. If you have something, some idea that you want to learn, which I may know that, please give a suggestion or tell me something that probably I can add it in 1 week and we can learn that topic too, okay? Let me share my screen. Okay, now let's go. Where's my start writing your code at the same time with me, because when you don't write anything, then you don't learn it. You think you got it, but you don't. Okay, please try to code at the same time with me. First topic that today we're gonna learn is 2D list. Okay, 2D list or array. Probably in other languages you heard array, so mostly in Python we call it 2D list. Is exactly like array, and it's actually list that we learn. It's just list inside list. We can call it nested list. Okay, let's learn what is this 2D list and how we can work with this one. I'm gonna put my comment again. You would not forget this making comment culture of coding, okay? So let's create a list first, and by putting a name and choosing a name for that, I'm gonna put like num, okay? Like my num list. I give a name and open close bracket, like always. So 2D list is list inside a list, okay? I open another bracket inside my list, see? Okay, and put some items, some values inside that. Like, I just want to put some numbers inside, 1, 2, 3, okay? Something like this. When we want to add another list inside our 2D list, we separate them with comma, okay? We put a comma between them. And I'm adding another list inside it. I'm gonna put some numbers inside this one too. I'm gonna put 4, 5, and 6. I'm adding another list also. I'm gonna put this one some numbers like 0, 22, and 9, okay? To understand a better, so I try to put all this list under each other, okay? Because we want to understand which is column and which is a row, okay? Try to put them under each other, okay? I'm gonna come here before the first list inside my list and press enter. And coming here, pressing enter. Okay, now we can understand it a little better. So now this one is our row. See, this is the row that we have. And this number 140, this is our column. Okay, this is our column. This is one column, two column, and third column. You can have as much as a row that you want and as much as a column that you want. Okay, now we create a 2D list. How we can access to the value and item inside our 2D list. We all the time said when we want to have access in our list, we use that index number. Okay, we're gonna use same thing here also. I want to access to this 6. I want to print out the 6. Okay. I think some people some friends keep joining us. Okay, we just started. And our today topic is 2D list. Okay, we created a 2D list here. Now we want to access and print out the 6 number. I'm gonna say print and write the name of my list that I created, num list. And using that bracket because I want to write some index number inside it, okay? Because this is a 2D list, I put 2 brackets, okay? I create this one and I put another one. This one emphasize and define my row. The first column that the first braces that we put it is our row. It mention our row, and this one is our column. Now it's exactly like the direction of X and Y. Have you choose a point with the X and Y direction? It's same thing, okay? We have this row and we have column. Okay, 6 is in which row? We said index number started from 0. Then therefore this is 0, row 0, row 1, row 2. 6 is in row 1. Oh, what's happening here? Okay, it's in row 1. Okay, row 1 and which column? So this is column 0, column 1, column 2. Okay, I'm gonna write column 2. And now press Shift Enter. You see, we could have access to 6. Now let's print out that 0. Okay, tell me if I want to print out 0, what number I should put in my row and what number I should put in column. This is in this row, okay, and this row is so the first one is row, okay, 1, 0, 1, 2. Yes, we put 2. My Jupyter stop working. Okay, yes. So Luis, your answer is correct. 2 and 0. Okay, let's put 2 and 0 and Shift Enter, printing 0. There is another way to access all the items inside a 2D list by using a for loop. Okay, this was one way to accessing our item one by one. Okay, now what about I want to access to all my items? I'm gonna comment this one out. Okay, and let's write and create our for loop to access all items and print out all items in our 2D list. I'm gonna say for row and column, like COL is 2 keywords in Python. Okay, row in my list, num list, column, for column in row, okay, and print column. Okay, what we say here, for row in we are telling for all row in num list, in my list, for all row, okay, in my list, all column that exists in my row, all columns. So this is one row and all column 0, 1, 2. It's telling that one, okay, print all column that I have in all my row. It says something like that. And let's shift enter, and now we see our all numbers. See, access one by one in order and printed out. Okay. Okay, this was one topic that I want to tell you, and today we're gonna learn something so fun. Now we have a little fun. I think it should be fun for you too. It's fun for me. Okay, we're gonna create a file, like a text file, and I start writing to that file. Okay. Now we want to learn how to open a text file and start editing, writing some data to it, information, putting some like, I don't know, anything to it, how to like close it, how to delete it. We're gonna learn how to work with text files. To opening a file all the time, to open and close it, we use two functions, open function and close function, okay? This is something all the time we keep using when we work with file. Inside the open function, we pass two parameters. The first parameter is the name of that file that we want to create it or open it or whatever we want to do, okay? We mentioned the name. And the second one is mode. Mode say with what purpose we are creating or opening this file, okay? Let me write for you, okay? Let's all type together, open close parenthesis. Let's create, we don't have any file, text file yet, yeah? Let's create our file. I'm gonna put it, let's put a name for that, my data. Let's put it my data dot text. It is a text file, okay? My data text and a comma. We're separating two parameters that we are putting in. Okay, here is my name of file. Also, sometimes when you have that file, okay, in somewhere in your computer, you put either the name of that file or the directory where you saved your file, okay? Put completely the directory of your file here. If your code and Python give error and cannot find that file, okay? Instead of that, put the directory of your file. Now we are creating. Here in the second parameter, I should pass a mode. What is mode? Mode is actually telling that what we want to do with this file. We want to write something, we want to just create it, we want to just read it, okay? We have 4 types of mode. If I put R here, R means reading, okay? We say that open a file for reading. This file needs to exist. If this file is not exist, then program gonna give error that this file does not exist, okay? The other mode that we have is A. A means appending. We try to write and edit a file. There is some like we have a file, some data is inside, we just want to add to it, okay? Then we use A, appending. And also what else this A does, if your file does not exist, it creates a file for you, and then you can start writing into it. The other one that mostly we use is W, okay? W means writing. It say, open this file and let's write into it. And if this file does not exist, create for me. Then I start writing to it. And the X is just creating. Let's just create this file for you. Now we don't have a file. Let's do what? Let's write. Let's create a file and write some text to it, okay? I'm gonna put W. Let's put W. Here, even in this one line, we open the file and we said the purpose of opening this file is writing to it. And if this file does not exist, create for us. We need to keep using this line, keep calling that one for any editing that we do. It would be better to make a variable and put all this line equal to a variable. Then it's easier for us each time just call that variable, okay? I'm gonna call it file. Let's call it file. File equal open this line, okay? And after that, I can just like call file, say file. Okay, in this line, we create our file and we call our file my data. Now I want to write it. So I'm gonna say file dot write. Now I start writing whatever we want inside our file. We use this write function, okay? And put this quotation mark. I want to make a list of a student. Okay, let me say a student list. I can say a student list. I want to make like line by line. Okay, a student list, and I put a \n. Anytime you use this \n inside this quotation mark, it jumps to the next line. Okay. That means jump to the next line. And \t means make a tab. Okay, it make indent at the beginning of line. But I want to just put the names like by indent in each line. Now I start adding the names. So the second line actually there is a name of one of the students. So for example, it's Alex. And let's jump to the next line. And also indented. And the second name is, for example, is Ashley. And what else? Okay. Let's jump to the next line. \n, make indent, \t, and write another name like James. Our last name is James. The last student is James. Okay, now we did this one. And do not forget, anytime we open a file, when we are done editing with everything, we need to close it. Otherwise, we're gonna mess up with that file if we keep opening the file and do not closing the file, okay? Now here, I'm coming and closing my file. It's easy, just say file.close. That's it. Okay, now I closed my file that I opened and I wrote all this to my file. Okay, let's press Shift Enter. Now let's read it. Let's open it, our file, and see what we wrote inside this file. Did we create really a file or not? Okay. Also, we can check it here now. Search in your computer the name of this file. See if you can find this file in your computer. My data. See, my data text file is here. I'm gonna open it and see what is inside. See, this is inside now. This is inside my file that I created. Now let's open it from here. Okay. I'm gonna comment this part. And we want to open and read this file. Let's see how we're gonna open and read our file from here. Okay, just from under this one, I'm gonna make a comment and say reading a file. Okay, and we're gonna do same thing. First, we need to open our file. Okay, I'm just gonna call it file. File equal open. We need to open our file. What was the name of the file? My data.txt. And the second parameter, our mode, mean I want to read it. My purpose of opening this is reading. Then I put that R there, okay? Jump to the next line. And now I gonna like print, I gonna read. I want to print it out, whatever my computer reading, okay? Print and while it's reading my file. File.read. We use read function, okay? Okay, open close parenthesis. This read function comes and reads whole the file. And this print out whatever that is reading here. Let's shift enter. Nice. See? I read it. How about if we want to like read just a part of our file, not whole the file, probably it's 2-page file long, okay? We can also read it line by line. I'm gonna comment this one and let's say just I want to read the first line. I want to read the first line. File dot read read line. Okay. Read line. Read the first line. Okay, it just read the first line. And now shift enter. Okay, see, it just printed the first line. We cannot put any number inside to say, okay, read the second line, third line, fourth line. We can just repeat this one, okay? If I want just read the few beginning first lines of my file, so I just copy paste this one, okay? Copy paste this one. Now it comes and read the first line. This one comes and read the second line. A student list, Alex. See? How nice is this one? And we have another option also. If you want to like read line by line, just read and print out line by line, not whole, we have another option, which is for loop, okay? These are all options that you can use to read your file. Okay, this is the third way that we learn how to read a file. We're going to use a for loop. For I, this is count, I in file. What is this file? This file is exactly the name that we gave to our opening file here. See? File, colon, enter, print I. Actually, this one keep increasing, okay? Keep counting, increasing through the end, the last line inside the file, okay? And put I here, print I, print each line, that means, okay? And, okay, remember here also we need to keep close our file when we are done with our file, okay? Do not forget all the time to close your file, okay? Now shift enter. See, now it read it line by line. It read our file line by line. Okay, this was 3 ways that we could open a file, exist. This is when our file exists. We use R. And read our file. Now, how about just like writing something to our file? Like using append, okay? I'm gonna comment this one, or yes, okay, this part was all for reading. I'm gonna comment out this part. Okay, now let's like open a file and just add some kind of things to it and start writing to it, okay? If you want to add at the end of your file, remember to use append. That will actually delete whatever you have and overwrite in your file, okay? So now let's like edit a text file. I can say something. Here, let's do that again. Still, here, same thing. You're gonna open first. You can just copy paste the line that you had, okay? You open exactly our file that we had, and we say we want to append, we want to like add something to it. Okay, I'm using A, and now I'm gonna say like print, or not, if you want to see it. Okay, file dot write. I want to add another line at the last line. I think if we just keep writing here, okay, just put a name like Sarah, it's gonna start from exactly here, last, like where we left. Okay, I want to just jump jump to the next line and also indent it like other names here. And I added Sarah name to it, okay? And let's close our file dot close, and shift enter. Okay. If you want to read it, if you want to see if you add this name or not, you're gonna do this reading and go back and read your file. Otherwise, also you can from here. Let's see my data. Open it. Yep, we add the Sarah to end of our list. See how cool. Okay, we learned this one too. And what else? Okay. Deleting. Okay, deleting is a little different. Let's talk how we can delete. You can also go to your like text file delete, or from here, let's learn how we can delete it. Okay. Just think I opened that file, okay, and I write it to it. Here. Let's comment out this one. I want to comment. Oh, I want to comment out this one. Okay, let's open our file, okay? File equal, I'm gonna write, okay. Delete a line from a file, okay? Let's open our file. First, we need to open our file. File equal open. We can just copy paste this part. By the purpose of reading, okay? I'm gonna put read in my mode. Then I'm gonna say read it line by line. For this part, what I do actually is like this. We said file dot read line, okay? Read lines, actually read it line by line. Yep. I'm gonna put a variable for this because I need to use this line repeatedly, okay? I want to call this one back. Therefore, I make it like equal a variable. I created a variable called lines, okay? And now jumping and closing this file, okay? File dot close. And here, so delete, I'm gonna say delete lines. Now what it does, okay? Now it recognizes these lines that I created here, okay? This lines is actually line by line that I'm going ahead. And here I'm gonna use that index number of each lines, like 0, 1, 2. How many lines we had? Like 4 or 5 lines we have, okay? I want to delete the last one. The last one I'm gonna make like index 4. I think we have 5. Yes, we have 5 lines. Okay, I want to delete Sarah name. Okay, I want to delete that one. And now I'm making a new file, okay? Because it's a different file, you know? Now we delete that one. We edit it, okay? Let's call the same text file, new file, comma, and we use this W plus. We do something nice, okay? In Python actually doesn't have something delete that line. We overwrite to it. We overwrite to it like, okay, if this line exists, just like overwrite it with nothing, and then it delete that part, you know? Because of this, we use this W plus. I see a kind of, okay, write to that line. And now we're gonna use a for loop because we're gonna go line by line, okay? For I in lines. So here we use this lines and it know what is this line, meaning read the line by line of that text file, okay? Enter new file dot write, okay? This our count or something. And now close it. Remember to close. Remember to close it. Now everything is okay. Now shift enter and let's back to our file, my data. Oh yeah, see, we delete Sarah. We delete the last like index 4. It was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, we delete Sarah from here. Nice. To delete totally this file, we use, okay, to removing a file totally, we use this remove function, okay? Import. We use library, OS library, and from OS library, we say os.remove. We want to totally remove the file that we created, okay? Here we put name of the file, mydata.txt, okay? And that's it, just one parameter passed to it. And let's shift enter. Now check if my data exists. See, my data, it doesn't exist. That file doesn't exist anymore because we deleted it. Okay, we learned about file and handling a file, writing, reading from a file, okay, and saving our data inside a file. We learn how to delete line by line. Quickly, I want to explain about class and object. In this session or in our course for data analysis, you would not use class and object, okay? It's not something useful for you, but it is in Python and I wanted to explain for you, okay? Quickly, we're gonna like learn what is class and object and how we can use them, okay? I'm gonna create another file. I'm gonna open another file for myself, okay? Open another file also you for yourself too. What is class and object? Class is a kind of like, is a model. When you want to create something, we model it first. It's like a house. I gave you an example here. I don't know how much clear is this, but first we want to create a house. We mapping, okay? Like we say, a house has this kind of feature and parameters. It has windows, doors, roof, floor, and this kind of things. We put it these parameters for house, and we say house created from these kind of features, or a human created of, I don't know, blood, bones, and that kind of things, okay? Or a student or a person, like that kind of things. Object is that details and information of that parameters. For example, in class part, I define that my house has that windows, door, and that kind of things, okay? Like how big floor is. And in the object part, I'm coming and putting data and numbers into it. I say, okay, like floor is 200 square meter, okay? I say something like this. Now let's create a student class and see how this works. This is going to be a clear example that how like our data system in school and universities work, okay? Let's create a class. A class defined with this keyword class all the time, okay? And here you can create a name, give a variable name, whatever you want to your class. It is a student, is fruit, is whatever you want to define it, okay? Then here we create a function. We create a function of that parameters that we are giving to our student. Now here I want to identify that what a student means, okay? Define 2 underscore. I put 2 underscore in it, 2 underscore, okay? This is a kind of keyword anytime we use, okay? And after that self, comma. See, these 2 line, all the time when we want to create a class, we write it. A class actually define our class, and this is a kind of our object, or I don't know, data type. Some people call it data type, some people call it no, it is just a different variable, but some people say, I don't know, so object, or this is a name that you gave it. You want to give some parameter and explain about this as students, okay? And be defining, and we put a self here. And now here I give parameter. A student's mean a student has all the time a name. Therefore, my student should have this name. And a student has all the time ID. Okay? They have all the time ID number. They have major. They have GP, like GPA. Okay? They have a kind of GPA. And this kind of things. Colon, okay, put a colon, and then jump to the next line. Here how we write it, self.name equal name. Later I'm gonna explain what does this lines mean, okay? Self.id equal ID. Jump to the next line, like self.major equal major. And we have this self.GPA equal GPA. Okay, nice. Here, just add another line. Okay, here we're gonna create our object. In Jupyter, in this compiler, this is a little different. If you use another compiler, in another compiler, you have to go here and totally like create another file for object. But here in Jupyter, we can just add it and start like writing in next line. Here is my object part. This is my object part, okay? In other compiler, when they open another file, they import this student class to their object class and they keep using. Okay, but here we don't need it in Jupyter. Now here, okay, I want to add. So I'm like working in university or something, and a student coming, and I want to put that data and save it to this. I create a student class. And now I want to keep adding that data of a student there, okay? So my first students come. My first students, I call it a student, okay? Okay, this is some kind of name and variable that you give it. Whatever you want, you can put it here. But this one actually is a kind of calling this class student, and it should be same as this one, okay? So a student, I said what a student has name, okay? Therefore, I put a name. That name can be, I don't know, Alex. And some ID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And my student has a major, okay? And I'm gonna say like math. My student has math major. And also GPA has like 3.8 GPA, okay? My second student coming, a student 2, I call it a student 2. And let's say what features like name and other things this new student has. This student is Ashley, okay? Has a name, and it has also an ID number. This ID number can be anything, just put a number. And then my student has a major, okay, like business. And then this student also has a GPA. And another student, like I have 1,000, 10,000 students, just keep adding like this all the time. See how easy? I saved all the data, and we can add even more like address, phone number, everything, any kind of data type, Boolean, any kind of data type. We can keep adding. 10,000 students my university has, okay? I keep adding them. And each time when I want to go back and just search something about one student, I want to know the name, I want to know their like ID number, their major, something, quickly I can access to it. I'm gonna say print, okay, a student 2 or what, 2 point name, okay. I want to access and know the second student's name. Now you understand what I create in this line. See, self.name equal name, okay? This is exactly same thing that this one refer to this line. It say self.name is this one, this variable that I created, and name is exactly the name that I gave it, and you save it here without doing anything. It just saved all our data, and we shift and enter a student 1, a student 2. Okay, name a student is not defined. Why my name a student is not defined? Name is correct here. Name is correct here. Name is correct. A student Alex. Okay, I have a problem here. Did you run the previous cell? Oh, you are right, Piper. I didn't run it. No, I did not run it. Anything. Okay. Yeah, you are right. I didn't run it. Thank you, Piper. Yes. See. Yeah. Okay. See now. In this Jupyter, yeah, it can happen because it just keep running line by line, not totally. So A student to name is Ashley. Quickly we access to it and just print it out. Okay, I just want to now know GPA. GPA of my second student, or see now GPA of my first student. See, this is whole the code behind the school system and our university system, that they keep data and they just keep accessing like this to data that they needed. So easy, see? Okay. That was class and object. I don't go like more details or more like about this class and object, because we want to go through data analysis part, okay? And now I want to, we have 10 minutes, let me talk about the project that we have. This was all about class and object, and almost we learned all the Python syntax, okay? Now you learn Python. You are now coder. Okay. Here is our project for this weekend, okay? I hope everyone just keep doing this project, because if you don't do project and you don't understand if you get it or not, you think, okay, I learned it, but sometimes when you code, you see how much errors you have, and that time you got, oh no, I have a lot of like mistakes, okay? Try to do your project. In this weekend, let's create a shopping receipt, okay? Like shopping bill. Ask your user for some items and try to save that items. Even you can ask about their price and quantity. Okay, how many, probably your user went to the shopping and like grocery shop, bought some tomatoes, but how many tomatoes? Like 3 tomatoes bought, and how much is the price, and try to save them, okay? Try to save them and do a calculation, okay? How much is the price of total tomatoes that the user bought? And how much is the total price of the shopping that your user did? And after a so simple calculation, it's just adding together or multiplication. That's it, okay? And then you learn how to create a text file. Open and create your text file and try to write and create that shopping receipt, exactly like a shopping receipt, inside a text file, okay? And save it. That's the all things that you need to do in this weekend. Please, if you have any question now, ask me. So we are done with all Python syntax. And next week, let me stop sharing. And next week, we're gonna go learn NumPy, Pandas, Matplot, and start learning how to make some graph for data that we have and start working with data. And also I said, if we had more time, like 1 week, like extra at the end, we can go and learn the Django. And I was thinking with the Django, we can create a nice website for ourselves in like 1 week. Okay, do you have any question? Anyone, any questions? So otherwise we are done. Please, if you have any question, you can ask now. So we have like 5 minutes more. Otherwise we are all done. And see you next week, Tuesday. You're welcome.